Arizona State 8-5 a year ago. I think you have to grade them on a curve. Sam Leavitt got hurt.
Agreed.
They were playing with Jeff Sims. Kenny Dillingham found a way to win with Jeff Sims. Kudos to him. This season, your over-under is 6.5. I'm pretty sure that it'll be Cutter Boley at quarterback, the transfer from Kentucky. They have not officially said that yet.
Right.
There are a couple other options, one of which is Mikey Keene, speaking of guys who are 37.
Which, by the way, here's the sidebar. It's not a great sign. Not a great sign if you're going after a Power 4 quarterback and you're like, we are not ready to say he's the guy yet. Starting
They're
SEC
not ready.
quarterback. Yeah.
They're not ready to say he's the guy yet, and here's why. Cutter Boley first off, he's a big kid. He's a tall drink of water. He's like 6'5", 213, something like that. He's a big guy. Has the arm, has mobility, has pocket presence, has all the things that you want as a starting quarterback. The one thing he doesn't have quite yet is, how should we put it? Lack of interceptions. He throws too many interceptions.
He's too charitable. He wants everybody to have a turn catching the ball. Yeah.
Still a little too raw. Had 12 picks. Am I looking at my notes right? I don't know. He had a bunch of picks. He threw more of them this spring. The physical tools are great. None of that stuff matters if you're going to be throwing interceptions. I think that is the hang up with this guy at time of recording. He needs to get a little bit more responsible with the football and not shoot them in the foot if he's out there.
15 touchdowns, issue. 12 interceptions.
It was 12 interceptions.
Yeah,
okay.
You nailed it.
I knew I wasn't pulling that out of nowhere. Yep. I love the wide receiver room. I like what they did on the wide receiver side of things. I've talked about Omarion Miller from Colorado.
Oh, man.
We haven't talked as much about Reed Harris from Boston College, but two really big-time gets in the receiving core this offseason cycle in the transfer portal for Kenny Dillingham. If you want to go deeper into the portal hall, we can talk about Raiden Vines-Bright, what a name, from Washington, who's a potential impact guy out of the slot as well. I think they did a really, really good job on that side, just trying to give their quarterback, in this case, presumably Cutter Boley, some targets. But again, he needs to be more precise. He needs to be a better decision maker back there if any of this is going to fly.
I completely agree. I don't know what to think about ASU. ASU is wild to me. The variance that we could have on our hands with ASU. Like last year, Sam Leavitt gets hurt. They don't do anything especially well. They have, talent at running back. There was talent on this defense. There was some production on this defense, which was ahead of its offense. They weren't especially good last year and won 8 games.
That's right. That's right. Exactly right.
So the question then is like, okay, if their act is more together in more places this season, but they still have a wild card at quarterback, are they truly any better? Like, what could they learn and build on from last year? Now they're attacking the portal at a number of different position groups, as everybody is.
Let me add this, though, before we go any further, right? Attacking the portal, they bring in the quarterback, they bring in the wide receivers. I think we both have optimism to some extent there. My concern, though, is though both the running back room and the offensive linemen have a fair amount of depth, both of those position groups are relatively unsettled.
Yes.
And so what I'm fearful of is we come to this point at the end of September, early October, where no one's popped at running back, the offensive line's a bit shaky, and suddenly we've got ourselves a situation with an interception-prone quarterback having to go out there and play hero ball. And that won't work. Right. That would be the rub on Cutter Boley. That would be, the reason you wouldn't want a guy like this to start.
Look, the glass half full part of that would be he should have much better quarterback coaching in Tempe than he had in Lexington.
Yeah. For sure. No, that part goes, I think, without saying.
When you look at what they got out of Sam Leavitt, when you look at what Kenny Dillingham and his assistants have done at various places, when you look at the receivers available, when you look at the fact that ASU is going to game plan around any of the deficiencies. If their offensive line isn't good, they're not going to make Cutter Boley sit in the pocket and get drilled throwing the ball downfield. They'll get the ball out of his hands. They'll run screen stuff, and they'll figure out ways to maximize this offense. So that's the glass half full, is that the architecture and development and system of this ASU offense should be much more advantaged than where he was at Kentucky.
And Kenny Dillingham is really smart as an offensive mind. His first year, I mean, they were playing without a quarterback for half the season.
They were lining up offensive linemen all over the field. Yes.
They were running like the old Cleveland Browns Dennis Northcutt thing.
Yes.
Where they were just trying to find ways to get yards, regardless of who was playing quarterback or if they had a quarterback. So I have a lot of faith in this offensive staff to figure this out. And I think the talent of Cutter Boley is definitely a thing that we should keep tabs on. I am leery of that specific situation, though, where a lot falls on his right arm and maybe he's not ready for it. What I'm not sure what to make of is the defense.
Yeah.
Because 10 starters from last year's opening game are gone. They did go hard after secondary help in the portal. I think it'll be okay. My bigger concern, though, is along the line, which was already dealing with some injuries, and now Mikael Gardner went down with an Achilles injury, and he's going to be done for the season. So you combine defensive questions, maybe some offensive line questions with what looks to my eye to be a really tough schedule, Dan.
Well, you look at the quarterbacks they face in the back half, and I agree. Yeah. There's a lot of potential upside and star power just within the Big 12.
It's week 2 at Texas A&M. They've also got a game at Tech, at BYU, and at Arizona on this, in addition to home games against K-State and Oklahoma State, who we'll get to maybe next.
Buddy, they're playing on a different continent, too.
I know. They've got that game over in Wembley.
Yeah, in London.
I've got them at 6-6.
Yeah, I think the question with ASU, just because there has been some variance, because they won the damn conference going away 2 years ago and looked really good in the playoff, is what is the intention? Like, what is the reasonable expectation with this roster, right? That, like, if you could see them with an absolute upside of 8-4 with this roster, you don't think you can Cutter Boley your way to 10-2 with this schedule, this road work, and this roster?
I don't.
Okay. So if the absolute upshot is 8-4 of this ASU team to you, it's okay. Where are the game changers up front on defense, or where's the depth up front, or is the pass rush going to be there on defense? Yeah. And then how much can you do with an offensive line that you don't know to what degree you can depend on? Like, was that English? That was maybe English. That was like in the vicinity of English.
Yeah, it was close enough. Yeah.
So that's the question to me. Like, I don't think this is a team that's built to contend for the conference right now, just because I would want more returning, more familiar with the system, and more like, okay, they are going to, the strength is the back end. The strength is the defensive tackles. The strength is, having Raleek Brown back another year, right? That you're like, oh man, the gravity of this dude. So I think I like them a little bit more than you do, but I would settle into that 7-8 win. I think a lot more would have to go wrong, or Cutter Boley would have to be sort of similarly careless with the ball. I think he'll get better. If he's the guy, I think he'll be put in a position to succeed. 7-5, 8-4.